Thanks for the support as a channel member, David Carter. We're still limping towards the finish line of this season. We're still in with a chance of winning the Premier League and the Champions League, but my word, are we making it hard for ourselves. Hello and welcome to Club 7, Part 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a Premier League game at home against Everton and the second leg of the Champions League semi-final against Atletico. Since you were last with me, we, like I say, limping towards the finish line. Defeat at Chelsea, victory over Swansea, a narrow 1-0 victory over Atletico in the home leg of the Champions League semi-final. So that's on a knife edge as we head to Atletico for the second leg in the second part of this episode. But the Premier League also looking tricky. Thankfully, Tottenham have had a little bit of a slip up. If we go back to the last match day, no, that was when we beat Swansea and Tottenham drew with Brighton. Is that when they had their slip up? I thought they had it more recently. Should we not worry about that? The fact is, 3 games to go. We're 2 points clear of Tottenham. A win against Everton today, and we step a little bit closer towards winning the Premier League for the first time in the entire save. Something that's not the first time in the save. It's kind of predictable at this point. Everton, highest average rating in the entire division. He's 31 years old now. What a career this man has had. Player of the series without question at this point, because he's the one who came with me everywhere. Tottenham, Bayern, Barcelona, now Manchester United, and he's just been outstanding everywhere he's gone. What a man, Everton. And hopefully he continues to put in awesome performances for the remainder of this season. This is the team for the Everton game. We've got Old Trichter in goal, a back four of Ronaldo, Carpentier, Haman and Roca. Vermonti at the base of the midfield, Baumgartner and Allar ahead of him, Sanchez, Leonard and Crown are the front three. Let's get into the game. Let's cross everything. We're hoping for a Premier League victory in more ways than one. We want to win this match in the Premier League and have it lead to a win of the Premier League. I believe that's the name of the competition. I know where I'm going with this. Right. Just go. I want you to ignore the praise. No. The recent form standings have Everton 8th, we're 2nd. Let's show them why. The worrying thing is Tottenham are the team who are top of the form league. They have been in very, very good form, and we do need to keep an eye on them. They're playing against Swansea now, the team we've just beaten 4-2 away from home. Swansea are down in 12th in the league. Liverpool, Chelsea playing each other as well. It's an interesting climax to the season. I mean, Liverpool and Chelsea not in a title race, but very much involved in the race for Champions League football. West Ham, who were top of the table for so long, even as recent as Christmas, West Ham were top, have been in free fall, now down in 8th place in the league. It's looking like they're not even going to qualify for the Europa League, which it's got to be devastating for a West Ham fan after such a good start of the season. They have just fallen apart. Tottenham are ahead in their game, though. They're up level on points with us. So now the pressure back on us to make sure we get a result here against Everton, who, of course, are fighting with Chelsea and Liverpool, who are currently playing each other for a Champions League spot. Everton in 5th place, 3 points behind Liverpool currently. Liverpool, who've just had Chelsea draw level with them. So there's lots of interesting permutations going on. This would be a good episode of Soccer Saturday, but it won't be a good episode of this Football Manager YouTube series if we can't find a way to win the game. So we're going to assertively remind the lads we've been the better team. Keep doing what you're doing, as long as what you're doing is trying to win this football match, because a draw here, I mean, yes, it makes it interesting going into the final 2 matches. I don't want it to be interesting. I want to wrap it up today, which I don't even think is mathematically possible, even if we win and Spurs lose. But we'd be a lot closer. And Sergio Sanchez finally breaks the deadlock. A 20th goal of the season for him. It's an assist for Roca or Rocha. I think I've been told in the comments several times it's Rocha, not Roca. But he's got the cross in. Sanchez just sliding in, committing himself to the finish, and grabbing himself a very, very important goal. Their goalkeeper is probably going to be... There's going to be questions asked about the goalkeeping there, because he didn't really make any attempt to make a save. But I'm not bothered, because the important thing is we're winning. As are Tottenham, who've just gone 2-0 up. Jair doing Jair things for Tottenham. How many times have we seen that happen over the course of this series? And we're now going to make a change. We're going to bring Sweeney. Sweeney has been injured recently, but let's get him in. Sweeney can come on for Leonard to push Sanchez up front, and then I'm going to bring Paolo on the right-hand side. I think, arguably, improving the team with both of those substitutions, although Crown would probably have something to say about that, because on his day, Crown is still awesome. Right, free kick for Everton. This is problematic. Luckily, it goes just over. We're heading back for a third substitution. Baumgartner. Do I not have any of my awesome midfielders on the bench? How is that a situation that's been allowed to happen? We'll take off Ronaldo and bring on Kidd then. Again, just freshening things up. I would have liked to have freshened up the midfield, but fullback is a nice area to freshen up as well. Let's get creative. A second goal here would go a long way towards calming me down. A goal for Everton does the opposite. And that's exactly what has happened. And now we need to get creative. I now want to demand more. We need to, do we? Right, demand more. We need a late goal here because with Tottenham, we've got the goal difference advantage over Tottenham, but we can't be dropping points like this. But that's exactly what we've done. Like I said, we are limping towards the finish line, and it's just whether or not we can hold on. We could have a reverse backdoor Kev situation here where we let Tottenham in because we just don't have that killer instinct. Let's put that out of our minds. We'll worry about the end of the league season tomorrow. For now, we need to focus on Atletico and getting to a Champions League final. Couple of changes for the Atletico game. Then Sweeney comes back into the team as he's now fully fit, although not fully match fit, but important. So he's in. Big call between Sanchez and Leonard up front. I've gone with Leonard because he's been my boy for longer. I trust him. I know what he's got in him. I might regret that one. Merba comes in for Rocha and Abitbol comes in for Ala in midfield as well. This, I think, is my best team. I think this is my strongest 11. I don't think we've got any injuries that are adversely affecting who is out there. If everybody is fit, this is the best 11 we've got here at Manchester United. Part of the problem I think we're having is that there's probably huge debate that can be had about that, and there's probably several positions where you could question if that's actually true. The wings, Paolo maybe should be in somewhere. Up front, Sanchez, central midfield. We've got Abitbol. We've got the other fella whose name begins with M, and I can't remember his name. I'd know it if I saw it. Right. What are we? Come on, lads. Show me. You deserve to be in the final. God, I don't want to mention the final. It always breaks things. The media have been praising you. I don't want to talk about the media. The first... that's what I like. The first leg means nothing. This is a brand new match. We've got to make sure we win it. We'll assertively say that. That's motivated everybody. Right. Here we go. Let's not mess this up. How many of our old boys have they? They've still got Ko George and Dave Azzopardi sat down on their bench. Azzopardi's been a bench warmer for Atletico for years. We had him at Tottenham for a year, and he got a grumpy on for sitting on the bench. It's all he's ever done at Atletico. I thought we'd got a penalty there. It doesn't matter. We didn't need the penalty. Keith Crown. A 22nd goal of the season for Keith Crown. We always hoped he'd end up being a hero of the save. And we just never got to spend enough time with him. Oh, Keith, I wish we'd had more time together when you were growing up. But now you're a real grown, you're a full adult man. You're in your 30s. And goodness me, are you doing me good? Here in the Champions League, it's Atletico 0, Manchester United 1. How on earth have they got Ungabezi in their team? He's our player on loan to them. I did not realise they'd actually be able to play him. The fact they're playing him at centre-back does fill me with confidence, actually. That's ridiculous, though. He's played in the Champions League for us this season. He's still our player, and he's starting in our opposition team. If he doesn't throw this match, I'm going to sack him. That's ridiculous. But let's not worry about him. Keith Crown, goal. Best performance on the pitch so far. But Atletico trying to grab an equaliser just before half-time, which, with how fragile we've been lately, will cause us problems if it goes in. Luckily, Baumgartner clears. Vermonti's in with a lovely tackle from Vermonti, and it sets up the counter-attack. Keith Crown coming down this left-hand side, or right-hand side, I guess. We'll call it the left. We're in Spain. Who knows what's right, what's left. It's been a long time since I've been back to Spain. Vermonti misses a header there, and Atletico with the opportunity to grab that equaliser, and Ultrich makes a save. And we could really use I can't even speak. We could really use, I don't know what that noise was. A halftime whistle now would be lovely if we could have one. I need to work out why I can't avoid making weird noises with my mouth. That's just the way I speak. The first half means nothing if we don't keep it going in the second half. Don't lose your focus. Don't waver whatsoever. I like it. We're being very firm with the boys. Oh, come on. We are 45 minutes away from another Champions League final, which would be, that would be an incredible achievement. Just getting to the Champions League final with 3 different teams would be amazing. Imagine winning it with 3 different teams. If we can pull this off, and I know I'm very much counting chickens before they're hatched, but if we can pull this off, we'll have won the Champions League with 3 different teams in a space of 4 years. Because we won it with Bayern, then had a season where we didn't win it with Barcelona, won it with Barcelona. This is our first season at United. So we could win the Champions League 3 times in 4 years with 3 different teams. Not that I want to put any pressure on myself or anything, but that seems like something I'd be quite proud of. 2 changes, Sanchez and Paulo coming on, 2 of the men that I was questioning whether or not they should be playing before the match. Merba, I don't know what he's done there. I'm going to drop down to a balanced mentality in a second. I know we usually attack at all times, but I think needs must. We're not full of goals at the moment, and there's 10 minutes left, and we just need to not concede 3 times. So I think that's a strong argument for not being on all-out attack the whole time. Vermonti's shattered. We're going to leave him on. Abitbol can come off for Allah, who can come on in the midfield. Another one of those who would have felt unfortunate not to be in the team to begin with. Well, he's in the team now. We're going to drop a little bit of praise as well. Sanchez with the corner. Aman! But it goes I don't know if it's just over, whether that's hit the crossbar. It's gone down as woodwork. So we've hit the crossbar with 10 minutes to go. We're hovering around. Vermonti's in their area at this stage of the match, which I don't think that can be a good thing. Caio Jorge now, the former Spurs man, my former player, my first Brazilian possibly that I signed in this series. Ultrich, what a save again. Some people questioned early on in this Manchester United section of the save whether he really was the best goalkeeper in the world. I think he's shown you enough times now that he really is the best goalkeeper in the world. And we are in the Champions League final. We are on the verge of something absolutely exceptional. Let's just not bottle it. We've qualified for the World Club Cup. Yay for us. I ain't playing in that nonsense again. We'll leave before we have to go there. That was a pain in the backside. But this is it. The next 2 days, the next 2 episodes, we've got the chance to win the Premier League tomorrow, and all we've got to do is beat Crystal Palace and West Brom. It sounds so easy on paper, and then on Saturday, once again, a Champions League final against Bayern Munich. Is that... or Real Madrid. It hasn't been arranged yet. I feel like it would be poetic if it was against Bayern Munich, who have been... I think they're the team I've loved most in this save. They felt most like my boys. I want it to be Bayern Munich. If we can go to the Champions League final, face Bayern Munich and win, I think that's a time to end the series. We'll just have to see, I guess. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.